What's going on, fellow A-Pluses? It's your boy, Adam Perez. I'm back once again with a brand new episode review as we're set to get into episode 11 of Bakuage Sentai BoonBoomger. And now that we are about maybe a quarter of the way through this particular season, I gotta know, man, how are you guys feeling about this show so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section box below. I definitely would love to discuss the rest of the season with you guys so far that we've had in the comment section until next week's episode. But remember, at the end of the day, these are simply my A-plus opinions. I always want to know yours. I thought this was another great episode, to be quite frank with you, man. I really enjoyed the introduction of a brand new villain in here. I thought the fight sequences were really taking up another notch, if you will. I don't know if they had a brand new action director in here or not, but I was really fascinated also about learning about Taiya's mentor and really how he wind up coming into the role of delivery man here this week. So another excellent episode. You know, I don't know if there's many episodes that I've been truly down on. I don't know if there's been a lot that have truly blown me away. But I feel like each element, like each episode, has at least an element that I'm hella impressed with each and every week. So I continue to come back for more, man. I am really eager to kind of see how this season continues to evolve. But guys, let's go ahead and dive into episode number 11 here on a couple of things that really jump out at me that I feel like we need to discuss about. One, the introduction to a brand new commander here, or at least a brand new person in leadership for the Hashaliens that have in fact been sent to Earth. We do see here that the ISA pick up a new trajectory, something coming into the Earth's atmosphere. So you know that means we definitely have ourselves a new big bad in town. I think for me, the introduction to what's his name, Cannonborg. I think him coming on board and really being down about what the Hashaliens have done here on Earth so far, I think is pretty telling that the big boss is certainly watching, that people are talking about them back at home, that they're really not pleased with how things are certainly being handled, and realize that, you know, these two or three with Yurikar, that they definitely need some help and some assistance. And so this time around, instead of Commander Mad Rex, we get Cannonborg, who is in fact the chief of the Hashaliens Custom Chief. I mean, this guy looks like he does custom fits, modifications to some of the creatures and the robots or cars or aliens or whatever the case may be that have in fact been created in here. And we get to see him actually upgrading. Let me upgrade you for sure in this episode. And so I really liked his introduction. First off, I love the fact that he literally introduces himself by like putting on a little performance, the whole walking down the steps, letting us know where he's from. Even like he like jumps down and skips like the last 2 or 3 steps sort of thing. Like he's got to make his presence certainly a big deal. I really appreciated seeing the Hashaliens kind of, you know, shaking in their boots at the idea that somebody else has kind of been brought on board. And it seems as though maybe Cannonborg is going to go ahead and whip them into shape. But I do love the idea that he gives them the opportunity to kind of showcase, like, what do you guys do around here, right? Like, what's your normal sort of work day look like? And when he gets to see it firsthand, he's highly disappointed. But he at least does get the opportunity to go ahead and modify his villain in here. Toxic Signal, I think, was the name of the villain here this week. Really cool modifications. So I'm really not mad at it. But I did find it interesting, the idea of him being able to control several of the BoonBoomgers. And that brings me to really my second topic of this episode that I want to talk about, and that is the action pieces in here, man, just continue to blow me away. First off, I love the fact that we have ourselves a civilian fight for our BoonBoomgers. I'm trying to recall if we've had like a group civilian fight like this before. It felt rather extended, and we got to see some really cool sort of flash henshin sequences, which I thought were pretty amazing. I mean, Ishiro with the sliding of the changer on the ground. You have Mira with the sliding of the changer across the enemy's chest. I thought was pretty cool. Officer Joe with the slamming it down sort of thing. And I loved how the enemy huddles over him, but his power up sort of pushes them away, if you will. Like it gives them this extra boost. I thought that was pretty neat. And some really cool editing for Genba in here as he goes into a kick, and as he kicks, he transforms, and it's just a really smooth edit for the costume stuntman on the other side to come out the other way. So I thought it was really brilliant to kind of see them in the civilian form fighting in a really cool henshin sequence or flash sequence that we got to see here. Even the Hashaliens themselves were pretty impressed. They're like, "Ooh, very nice!" Like even they were giving them a round of applause. But I don't know what it was about the fight sequence this week that just felt different to me. I can't remember after he starts controlling three of the BoonBoomgers, he's got a great team name for them, like the Buzzgers or some crazy Antenna Sentai Buzzger. I something along those lines. But I really enjoyed a lot of the wire work in here and just the fight choreography in general, especially once Taiya kind of gets involved and you've got Boon Red and Boon Orange trying to take on the other three companions in here. I just thought they had some really brilliant moves. The disarming of Boon Blue was pretty impressive as Boon Red uses a lot of the debris and the dirt to kind of get in close and disarm him. I love the idea also that Boon Red lets Mira know, Boon Pink, that she's been using her weapon wrong the whole time. Like the way she holds it, it looks like she's using it as a hammer, and I honestly thought for the longest time, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, like how she can also utilize that thing sort of as a hammer. That I think she's been using it like that the entire season so far, 11 episodes deep. Maybe I have to go back and rewatch some episodes, but let me know. Clearly it's meant to be a sword, but I always thought like, oh well, maybe you can use it as a hammer too, and clearly she thought also. And it's funny because by the end of the episode, she is using it like a sword. So I kind of really appreciated the fact that she does make her change, but the fact that Taiya has really been letting her play like with that weapon the way that she has this whole time, I think is even more hilarious. But really great wire work, whether that be the backflip from Boon Orange as he gets hit with the blast, the spiral sort of flip over the red car by Boon Red, and then even holding on to the double weapons, Boon Pink jumping over the car, and just a great like twirling as she spins around sort of thing with the weapons in hand. I was really blown away, and I just don't know if it was just different camera angles, if it was interesting close-ups. I'm not quite sure, but the action directing just felt a little bit different, maybe on another level. So I don't know if they had somebody else come in and do the directing for this episode or not, or maybe they were just utilizing different techniques. But I've always been impressed with the fight sequences in here, but this week just really blew me away. So kudos to them for accomplishing that. Brief but great Zord battle, if you will. I am a big fan of the Robo Knight design that they wind up having. The flaming blade just looks absolutely incredible, and I just love the way that it moves. It's super powerful. So again, Robo Knight for me is a big favorite, along with the Robo Builder. I think are my two favorite sequences that we have of the Robo this season so far. And last but not least, my third topic that I want to talk about is really Taiya's mentor. Trying to understand how he wind up getting into the delivery business. I love the fact that we get ourselves a little bit of a backstory here, that this gentleman is clearly the president, I believe they said, of Lightning Tech, a really huge company. They wind up creating some sort of clean energy technology, and because of the fact that there were a lot of people trying to get the tech, figure out how it was built, whatever the case may be, maybe even steal it themselves, he clearly needed a delivery person in order to go ahead and get it to its final destination, and he wind up choosing somebody like Taiya to definitely do it. Ishiro says he definitely looks at him very much like as a mentor figure, and I kind of dig that. One of the things about Super Sentai is I feel like sometimes we never really get to see family members very often, and so for me, the idea that we don't really see Taiya with a family like a mom or a dad, I don't really know what happened in his past, and this kind of feels almost like the next closest thing, you know. I mean, the fact that this gentleman refers to him as, you know, my boy sort of thing. He clearly has a really fond relationship with him. It sounds like this might have started about 2 years ago. I don't know how many more deliveries he's been doing for this tech company ever since then, but they seem like they're relatively close. Somebody that Taiya clearly admires, and this gentleman clearly admires him too, enough to go ahead and give him yet another sort of important mission. This one maybe not technology based, but the idea of just making a kid happy who's sick at a hospital, and the fact that Taiya is more than willing to take up the offer without any sort of amount of pay, I think just shows a really great character for him. And we literally just saw him a couple of episodes before doing the Children's Day sort of mission, you know, really understanding that that's the most important mission that a BoonBoomger could ever really do, you know. And so he definitely has a soft spot for the kids and understanding the idea of raising sort of the next generation. And if he can make another kid smile, I think that's pretty awesome. Like I'm really glad that he showed up in his BoonBoomger red outfit with that sick red car too, and the doll also. Like, there's a part of me that would have really thought it would be cool if he like literally leapt from the ground all the way to like the second floor window into the hospital to give the kid his actual gift. Like, we don't even get to see him give the kid the gift, which I would have liked to have seen personally. But Taiya definitely goes above and beyond to the point to where I love the fact that the mentor gets a phone call and somebody advises him like, no, literally the red BoonBoomger showed up in a red car. And the fact that he's able to kind of put two and two together and recognize that, you know, this boy that he has looked very highly upon has really gone on to do great things. I just thought it was really cool that he acknowledged that at the end of the episode. You know, I'm not under the impression that he thought or knew that Taiya was BoonBoomger Red this whole entire time. I mean, maybe he did. I wasn't necessarily under the impression, but I am glad that he at least learns by the end of it, or at least it seemed to me that it dawned upon him that Taiya was in fact the BoonBoomger, and he didn't seem surprised by it whatsoever. I guess based off of just how good of a person he knew that he certainly was all along. So enjoyable episode, man. Overall, I really enjoyed. I gotta say, man, Sharabe, the ISA agent, Sharabi, however you pronounce it. Man, she's absolutely in love with this Bundario, isn't she, man? You know, like there's a part of me that has to like rewire my brain when I think of the two of them. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, is it something that she idolizes? Like, she thinks is just cute, like a plush toy or a plush doll that she can like hug and just think is like the cutest little creature or thing that she's seen? Or is there like some sort of weird emotional attachment to this guy? Like, does she really get flustered and have feelings for him? Like, that's a little bit odd to me. So there's a part of me that chooses to look at it like she just thinks he's like this cute little teddy bear that she, you know, can hug and play with, but isn't necessarily getting like emotionally attached to this creature. But that's how I choose to personally look at it. But look, maybe I'm crazy. Let me know in the comment section box below, guys. But again, another enjoyable episode here this week. Shouldn't surprise me to say the least, but at the end of the day, I want to know your guys' thoughts. If there's anything that I missed, anything that you want to build upon and talk further about, please go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comment section box below. But until then, do me a big favor, guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. We'll see you, Boon. Bye.